With the price of PC parts going through the roof, especially with RAM, SSDs, certain chips, I cannot afford to upgrade any of my PCs. I have several of them. So for now, I've decided to go down the route of the aesthetics. So all the PCs I've got in are old cases, which the airflow in them's terrible, and they tend to get a little toasty, to say the least. So this is the first video of my first case. I've got to replace my main machine, just so it looks better, it looks the part. So this is the video on that. It didn't all go to plan. Literally the motherboard I put into the case stopped posting video for a couple of days. I got a new motherboard to put in. As soon as I started recording the fact that it wasn't posting, lo and behold, it posted straight up. So it's like typically my luck. So I've just left that for now. But yeah, I'll show you a video of the video of the English. I'll show you a video of the PC posting afterwards, and yeah, that's it. Thank you. Now, the first thing we need to do is get this case open. It's a little bit awkward as this one because it's bent already, so it's not too bad. And here we go, exposing all the innards. So literally all I'm taking out of this machine is going to be the motherboard, the graphics card and the SSD. So let's get on with that now. First things first, the graphics card needs to come out. Now this is an old dodgy graphics card which will be getting changed. Famous last words. Just got to get to this. Plug these cables to this hopefully. And there we go, that's the graphics card out. Now this graphics card here is going to get changed. This is only a 1 GB graphics card. I'm going to upgrade it to a 2 GB one. Still AMD. This is an AMD 5490 HD, and it's getting upgraded to a 6950 HD for the Radeon class. That's all. Nothing too drastic. Now, as we keep on going, I've just got to unplug all these front audio panels, USB panels, you name it, it's all coming out. Just so I can then gain access to the motherboard, so I can just unscrew it and take it out. Before I can get access, it needs to come out now. This board uses an 8-pin for the CPU. It's already got an adapter, so I'm just going to take it off from the CPU part, off the power supply unit, and that is all that's needed. And now I have access to all of the motherboard. Oh yeah, got to take these pins off the front panel. That's that sorted. Now ready to unscrew it. Now this motherboard, I believe, has 6 screws, although there's only 4 connected to take out. So let's take all these screws out first, so I can then get the motherboard actually out of the case, and then that is that over and done with. come out now. I think I'm going to have to change the end piece of my screwdriver so I can actually get in. Give me 1 second. I don't have it for here. No, I don't think I do. 1 second. I will just get my extra pieces. I've got to work out which screw this is because it's a star drive for some bizarre reason. I think it's T20. I could be wrong. Find out. No, it's not. Smaller than that. Should have planned this out a little bit better, but whoever does that, that one will do. It's always good to have a magnetic screwdriver when you're putting in motherboards. Just makes it that little bit easier to keep hold of the screws when you're putting them back into a case rather than taking out. Out's easy. When you start coming in, it can be a bit of a problem. And there we go. The motherboard is out. Now I'm going to change this fan casing as well because there's a nice RGB one actually at the back of the case. So I'm going to swap that out in the next job. As the next job. Now the last part for this case is what I need from it is this RGB fan right now. Luckily enough it's only on 2 screws. I just literally threw this together and modified it from an old Pentium case, so I had to end up cutting into parts and just to get stuff in. And I didn't have all the screws that I needed, just kind of salvaged them. So I mean, so it's definitely due a little bit to spruce up. I say this changing the case isn't going to change any of the specs of the PC, it's just going to make it look nicer. And as I said earlier, the price of PC parts these days, people really have to be looking at aesthetics more than actual PC parts if they can't afford to upgrade the rig, just to make it look better. Kind of gives a nicer experience for people. Well, it does for me anyway. Now that concludes everything that I need out of this machine, apart from the SSD, which reminds me. So I just need to grab these two. There's 2 SSDs in this. An SSD and a hard drive. A spinny one, just for a bit of storage for games later on. The hard drive will be going back into this case as it's not going to be needed here. That hard drive will be going in my old Pentium setup, which is going back into this case, or that's the plan, and then use this as a old retro machine. Now here is where I'm just going to change this fan off the cooler. I know this, I don't need to be worrying about the thermal paste on this machine because it's only got done a couple of months ago. But I need these 2 pins here, these 2 little, well, there we go, these pins to attach the original fan back onto this cooler, because this fan was on that cooler originally. So that's the clips off, we bring the fan back in, so set it up. Remember how to do this. I think you just clip it under there like that, like so, on both. Or do I? Have I just done this wrong? Not quite possible. But yeah, it goes under like this. That goes under there like that. The same with that, and then you do the same on the opposite side. Hook it over there. The same on the bottom. Just close it on there, hold it back over, just me to do them the wrong way around. That's a little over the top. Looks like it worked out now. Yeah, that's better. So I did it the wrong way. So it goes up over the back instead of up underneath. And the same with this side. Try not to catch things, and then it has a swing now. He says they're all falling apart in his hands. These are very fiddly things. That's what people get cheap cooler. So that's pretty much one side done there. And then second side. And there we go, eventually. And then just do a little knot to make it a little bit neater, so it's not flopping everywhere. He says. And it goes in there, and that's the motherboard. Well, the fan part of the cooler done. Now, this is the case that this motherboard is going into. So, first of all, I need to take both panels off, side panels off. I need access to both sides, especially when I put the power supply in. So, it's just 4 thumb screws on this side, directly into the glass. It should just lift up off now. There we go. And then I need to flip it over, and don't know if you can see it with these. There's 2 of these grub screws. If it focuses, there we go. 2 grub screws here. 1, 2, and this side gets removed just like a normal older style case would do, just slips straight out and gives you access to the power supply bay. Now I've gone ahead and flipped it over to the part where I want, so I'm going to fit the motherboard first. Now before you actually screw anything into the motherboard, you need to start checking out these standoffs here to make sure they're in the right placements. Just depending if it's a micro ATX or standard ATX motherboard, will determine where these 2 end. You can't see them, but this one, there's another one further back here, and they would go there or even back there depending on the size of the motherboard. So I'm just going to go ahead now and make sure all the standoffs fit where the screws are supposed to go. So grab your motherboard. Oh, another thing, I don't have an I/O shield for this motherboard. You can pick them up from eBay usually, but it's not that much of a big deal for me. I'm not overly bothered, so I'm just going to check these standoffs out. And do we have it looking promising? Yeah, they all fit perfectly. All 6 are in the right spot. So now I'm going to go ahead and screw the motherboard in, and then take it from there. Now, a tip that I would give you if you're screwing a motherboard in is don't fully tighten every single screw up straight away. Just basically put them on so the thread's hitting on each and every single screw before you fully install it, and because then when you've got every single screw into the board, you can then start tightening up. So you tighten one up and one of the holes is slightly misaligned, you'll have to unscrew it anyway, just to jiggle it about, just to get it up and running into the board properly. Because no point, especially if you get a brand new card case, you usually get screws for the build anyway, and you may as well have it all completely secure rather than not. Like I say, it's usually good to have a decent magnetic screwdriver for doing this job on the back, but we're getting there. The main reason why you should be making sure the standoff's off, because if the standoff's in the wrong place, it can short out the motherboard, and that can cause quite a bit of problems for you in the long run. So it's just worth sorting out before you get anything done. This one's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside. Well, I suppose if I had a decent enough screwdriver, I would put that one in. I'm not going to get into there because I've got my CPU cooler on already. I should have, and ideally I should have taken the cooler off and then put the screws in, then put the cooler back on. But I'm not wasting the thermal paste because it's literally done a month, 2 months ago. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. So 5 screws in should be enough. So I'm literally going to just tighten them all up now because all these are lined up properly. And that's the motherboard installed. And there should be no movements anywhere from it either. I've got a feeling I should be moving. Right, so now that's the motherboard in. Now I've flipped it over again after the motherboard installation because I'm going to get the power supply unit fitted, which will be down this end at the back here. I wanted to do that now because then I can start sorting out some cable management and actually get it to where, you know, cables hidden, looking nice and out the way. So with these new cases compared to the older machines, you know, older case that I took this out, the power supplies are different size. So factor in that you'll have to get a new power supply 9 times out of 10 when you get a new case, and so factor in the extra cash on that. This one literally is a cheap and cheerful 500 watt power supply. I've run this for about a year, well, this brand for about a year, never had any problems with it. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get this fit in now. Quite easily, just slide it in, put it up, is that the right way around? Yep, I've got it the right way around, that makes a change. And then we just screw it in with the 4 screws at the back. Just get it all lined up properly. Again, I would put all 4 screws in slightly first, then that way you shouldn't have any alignment issues and all screws should then fit into the case properly. And just having things secure in a PC is far better than having them rattling around and loose, especially if you have to move it at any point in time. So just need to find the right screws. And with this case, with it being a cheap case, the guys have literally just chucked all the screws in one little bag that was sealed up, and then I've had to just basically go through and find out what screws for where and try and sort through. I should have really not arranged everything first, but I haven't really taken much. So where's the last screw now? This is annoying. Another factor with cheaper cases, you don't always get the right amount of screws, but this one I finally found the 4th one. Now with all 4 slightly been started, I can just tighten everything up fully without having to try and jiggle and wiggle it in at some point later in. So there we have it, the power supply is now in fully, and I need to start worrying about putting the SD card in as well, because that goes in at the bottom here. I'm not sure if you can see, so I'll just try and change the angle for you. The light isn't particularly good, so bear with me 1 second and I'll sort the light issue out. Now the lighting still isn't very good, so you can see that, but if you see that little tray down in there, that's where your hard drive will go, and it will screw up from the underneath. So I want to get on and do that now, so I can get rid of this light out of the way for you, and basically flip on its side and attach now my SSD. Now I'll find the right screws first. I think that is one of them. So hold it back there. Again, the light is atrocious. So maybe put this back up here. Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing. So again, it will be a case of lining these screws up. You can see the screws right. No. There we go. There's one. Hopefully get my head out of the way for you. No. So it's going to be a bit awkward as this. Another case of, I mean this one I think I'm going to put two in because these are awkward little buggers. So get the screw in, get the end over it, make a line up from the other side hopefully. Famous last words. There's one started. Quite awkward is this one. I'll do the opposite side. Being a 2.5 inch bay, it's going to be the smaller settings, I'm hoping. Again, pop that on there. Oh no, I've done the wrong screw. Done the wrong screw hole, I think. Oh. That's also annoying. So only one screw is going to fit in this, so I'm just going to have to, because none of them line up, not if I'm doing it the wrong way around, but it's designed for a 3.5 inch bay instead of a 2 inch drive. But not to worry, one screw will suffice, as long as it just stays in. Yeah, I've definitely done something wrong here somewhere. But hey, life sucks. Ooh, that was close. Good job with the last one on there. Yeah, I'm not happy with that because I'm not going to be able to get into. Why is it not going on? Oh, it's actually, yeah, no, I don't think it actually is going to be very nice with it doing like this, so I'm going to have to try and do something a little different here. I'm not happy with that where it is. This is definitely one way you need to just literally stick it on. So I'm going to do it a little differently. Pop it down like that. This is just basically so I can get to being able to plug it in. with the power supply. Now, seems though I'm here with this, I need to attach a SATA drive to it first, a SATA power. For this is going to be literally the only SATA hard drive power I'm going to be using or needing once I can find the right cable I'm needing, which is there. And basically line it up so it will fit in the hard drive here. I think that's it. Just find out. So yeah, then that's power. SATA power is quite happily sorted out here. This other SATA connector, no, that's my Molex connector, which I will need that later on for something else, but there's another SATA power connector which is not needed, so it can go get chucked in there, out the way. And now I need another cable, which I thought I'd got out the other case, but I haven't. An actual cable to connect to the motherboard so it'll actually read the SSD, so I can actually get the machine working. So that gets popped in there as well. Let's do my head in. There we go. Why is it not going in? This has been a little awkward. Something wrong with it. Try the other side. Seem to want to clip in, but yeah, just have to be careful with that. Just push it in and leave it as that. Now I need to run some cabling through the right place, which is that needs to go through there. The power supply, or the 24-pin power supply needs to go through this. Actually, it go through that. Nice if it would. Less wiring that way. Yeah, that goes in through there nicely. It's okay, I'm not putting them into the motherboard. I will hang fire on that. Oh, actually, I can take the adapter off because this has got 4 on it anyway. Oh, okay, that's good. So, I can get it in the right way. I'm just trying to get these two to go back together, which they won't seem to do. There, like that. Oh, that's going to make things awkward, but anyway. Used to go up through there somehow. Oh, won't fit through. That fits through there. Oh, you know what? I know what I will do. I will still keep that on because it's going to make it incredibly awkward to get stuff to go through there. Now, whilst I'm here, I can put some cable ties because these two are definitely staying there, to make it so nothing really moves around too much. We'll clip them later on. And I believe that is everything that needs to go through from the power connector. So, swish it around. Yep. I think it's going to be better back on its back again. And start connecting some more cabling through. So, first things first, the 24-pin power connector goes in there very nicely. And then the stator, that's a very strange place for the stator cable to go from, and that will have to be changed, so I'm not happy with that there. So then we've got a CPU connector, hopefully get the right one first time. And that should be everything right with that. And now I need to change where this SATA cable is coming out from. To, I would say, here. And should fit nicely in there. All these need a lot of messing about with as well as yet. Now there should be I've got some more stuff here for the fan to come back through. Now this is going to make things a little awkward. Right, anyway, this is boring for you guys, so I will stop this one. Oh, that's all done. And just show you the finished result, because I could be here sometime doing this. Okay, now I've done quite a bit of the cable management to a degree. Now it's just a case of literally I've plugged all the front I/O in. Unfortunately this has USB 3 ports and this motherboard doesn't, so I can't connect the USB 3, but the USB 2 ports are going to work fine, which is fair enough because I don't really like using USB 3 on the front or top I/O anyway. Never seems to work properly. So I've run all the cables through to make it look a bit neater, put the I/O headers on the power switch, I hope the right way. If not, I'll have to download the manual and try and figure out from there which one it is, or trial and error, which I really don't like doing. But next thing now is basically fitting the graphics card. I was going to upgrade my graphics card, but unfortunately this power unit I have doesn't have enough connectors to fit the graphics card, because I needed an 8-pin and a 6-pin graphics connector, where this one that I had in the old case literally just has one, which connects up through into a SATA power unit, and it will run it from there. So I'm just going to go ahead and reconnect the old graphics card back in. I would have liked the nicer graphics card in, but it is what it is. I will upgrade later on at some point. But yeah, so now in the graphics card I have to take the top face shield off so that I can gain access to certain. Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. I think I've got to work out how to get to it. Oh no, I think it like that one. Yeah, I was right the first time. This two screws, there's a couple of screws at the back. show you it better, give you a bit more chance on what's going on and to see what exactly I'm doing. So this would come off, then this clips up, then you've got these that you can take off. Now, you measure where your graphics card's going to go in the right PCI slot. Usually it's the top one if you've got two PCI slots. Where this one there's literally only 1/4 gen, which is going to be the first two of these slots that I need to open up. So I will have to bend this out. This one isn't. There we go, that's one opening. It's a dual layer graphics card, so basically need to get two set up. I've got the screw ready and we're waiting for it to go on. So two off, and this can be taken off. That can be thrown to one side. And now I need to line up the graphics card. These things can be a bit finicky sometimes. Why is it not going in? Like I said, a bit finicky. There we go. That clicks in. And then we put two screws on to support the graphics card. I mean, this one's not particularly heavy, so it's not a major need for both screws to go on, but I think I will try and get both on. Which I hate trying to do these as well, because these can be awkward. Again, I would put both screws in before tightening them up fully, and that way you can adjust where you want the graphics card in the slot properly so it fits nice and snug, and so you can get all, because you can move from there to there, but you need to make sure you can get your HDMI ports and your VGA ports in, and not VGA, sorry, HDMI and display output ports. I forgot what we'll call them then. So once you've got it lined up, tighten one up. Make sure it doesn't slip too far out of the way. One done, and when one is done, finish the other one up. That's it nice and solidly now, and then just need to, I've just used that screw, haven't I? Damn. It's okay, I found another screw, then I can put this back plate back on to cover this hole. Make sure it goes in nicely. There we go, that's nice and solidly in. And once we've got this sorted out, we run this power connector through this SATA one. Ideally, if you've got a graphics card like this, you should be using a proper power supply which already has the pins already in, but in all intents and purposes not a major issue, so that can go there like that. Actually that would be nicer up that way, so I'm going to change that now. Well, I will change that in a minute. And the fan also needs to be connected. Go there. Neaten up this wiring a little bit. brilliantly, but maybe a couple more cable ties on that as well. I'll reroute this thing to come out there, so that's so literally all you're going to see is that bit of cabling. Maybe cover these in black tape as well, just to try and give it a nice neat look, and hopefully then it should be ready for a power test. So I will come back to you when I'm ready for that. Right, okay, well that's it, completely finished. I already had a version of, well, on the hard drive already was Linux Mint, already all set up for this motherboard. What did happen though is when I initially built the system up, put the PC onto the monitor, I'd get a beep code, but there'd be no graphical interface coming up, no screen showing up. So I thought there was something wrong with it. So I unplugged it, ordered a new motherboard and processor, and once the motherboard would come, I was going to basically show the machine on and show that the screen wasn't coming up. But what happened is I replugged all the PC back up, set the OBS up and the camera, and it posted straight away. So I basically just had to do a video of it posting, a video on the desktop as it is now, and yeah, so I've now got a motherboard that I shouldn't have really needed to order, but I can do something with that. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, give me a like, subscribe, you know the usual stuff, and I'll see you again later.